Welcome, impactful parents. Today, we're going to talk about how you could unintentionally be destroying your child's self esteem. Hello, my name is Christina Campos. I'm founder of The Impactful Parent, and I help parents of school age children turn their chaos into connection with their adolescent. I'm a mom of 4 kids, a teacher that has taught every grade from preschool through high school. And today, I help moms and dads like yourself to navigate that exhausting, confusing, frustrating, and rewarding world of parenting. So, welcome to The Impactful Parent. Today, we're going to be talking about self esteem in our kids and how we as parents can unintentionally be hurting our child's self esteem. Yeah, this happens. Parents can kill a child's self esteem and not even know that they're doing it. Now, many parents, they think, I compliment my child all the time. How could I be hurting my child's self esteem? Well, parents do unintentionally destroy their child's self esteem, but I don't want you to do that. So today I'm going to be giving you 12 ways that parents unintentionally destroy their child's self esteem, the most popular in my opinion. So let's get started. Number 1, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is overprotection. Yeah, when parents do everything for their child, they may unknowingly send this message to the child that you're not capable of tackling tasks independently. You need help. And so their self esteem plummets. Be very careful about overprotecting your child. They need to experience life so that they can learn from it. And overprotection, it just makes that message saying, you can't do this. Number 2, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is by not allowing kids to make their own decisions. Making all the decisions for your child can undermine their sense of autonomy and make them feel like their opinions or even their choices, they just don't matter. And we do this all the time, especially with younger kids, where it's just easier and quicker to make the choices and have them comply and follow along. But the older your child gets, the more choices they need to have. So consider that so that you don't fall into this parenting trap. Number 3, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is with neglect. Now, the neglect that you're probably thinking of is typical neglect that we hear where you're not providing enough resources, food, clothing, attention, shelter for your child. But I'm talking about a much more subtle neglect. This is when parents fail to provide emotional support, validation, and attention. Children may internalize the belief that they are just not important and not worthy of your love. And this lack of emotional connection can significantly impact a child's self esteem and overall well being. But before I move on, don't forget about micro neglect. This is a term that I use to describe when a parent pays half ass attention to their child. And yeah, we all do it from time to time, but be careful about it because you want to make sure that you don't do it too much. This is going to hurt your child's self esteem. What is micro neglect? For example, the parent shows with their body language or their words that they just aren't interested in what a child is saying. Maybe they're trying to come to you and talk to you all about what happened at school, and you're just way too busy. Or maybe they're trying to tell you about this cool video game that you saw, and you just don't have an iota of interest in video games. It really doesn't matter what the subject is. It's when a parent with their body language or words just says, I'm not going to completely give you my whole attention right now. One of the most common forms of micro neglect is not getting off of your phone. A child is talking to you and we're still scrolling or still looking at something or still trying to get some work done. That would be the micro neglect that I'm speaking of. Or maybe a parent is intentionally withholding affection from their child because they did something wrong. That could also be considered micro neglect. Sometimes micro neglect comes out when a parent ignores a child because they're just too busy with work or any other adult obligations. Either way, I think you get my idea, and just watch out for this. Number 4, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is trying to make the child happy all the time. I call this the everyone gets a ribbon problem. Many children don't know how to take loss anymore due to society giving everyone a prize and not allowing a child to experience defeat. So I know there'll be people out there saying it's the defeat that hurts a child's self esteem, but I'm going to argue with you on this one because defeat is common. It is part of life, not coming in first, not getting recognized for every single thing that you do. A child has to learn how to sit with uncomfortable feelings. They have to learn how to cope and then rise up, get tenacious, acquire some grit. And all of that comes with loss or defeat. So, how this destroys a child's self esteem, in my opinion, is that when we're giving kids prizes all the time, then they don't know how to take the loss. That's what I'm talking about here. Life is full with so much more loss and defeat than it is with wins. Trying to make your child happy all the time is really just doing them a disservice. So, don't fall for everybody gets a ribbon. Allow your child to fall, but help them and support them to get back up again. That is what is going to increase their self esteem, that they know that they can get back up and nothing is going to keep them down. Number 5, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is by never apologizing. This makes a child feel less important, and over time, a child can feel unworthy of an apology. This is very commonplace to some old school households, and maybe even for you yourself when you were a child. Did your parents ever apologize to you? Well, I'm saying it's okay to apologize to your child. It doesn't make you any less of an authority figure, it just makes you human, and we all make mistakes. Number 6, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is by rushing to help way too soon. This sends a message to the child that they're not capable of doing the activity without help. It inadvertently tells the child, I don't believe you can accomplish this task without me or without help. So just be cautious that you're not rushing in for help too soon. Again, it's so important for your child to learn how to sit with frustration and uncomfortable feelings. And I know as a parent, it's very difficult to sit back and watch that happen, but it is imperative so that they can gain self esteem and know that nothing is going to keep them down. So allow them to have a little bit of struggle and then ask them, when would you like me to step in and help you? Number 7, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is by comparison. Comparing a child to their siblings, peers, or other children can be damaging to their self esteem. When parents constantly compare their child to others, this sends this message that the child is not good enough or has to change. And this could lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self worth. Number 8, how parents unintentionally hurt a child's self esteem is being too critical and name calling. Now, this sounds like a no brainer. Name calling, of course, I don't call my child names, but parents who regularly insult or belittle their child may cause this feeling of worthlessness and inadequacy. And it happens far more often than you may think. Comments like, you're just so lazy, or that was really stupid of you. See, these kind of critical comments from parents like, "Hmm, you did really good on that sporting event, but you could have tried harder." Or, you know, maybe you should do this instead. Just erodes a child's self esteem little by little. Number 9, how parents unintentionally hurt a child's self esteem is with their expectations and pressure. Expectations will cause children to feel constant stress to perform perfectly. They want your approval. And this can lead to feelings of failure and diminished sense of self-worth. Now, this is true of most expectations and just about everything that parents might expect from their child. Anything from expecting your child to be heterosexual to viewing your child as an extension of yourself. Because even hoping for your child to succeed in ways that you do not, it could be a slippery slope here. Number 10, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is by breaking their promises. This makes a kid feel unimportant to you. A parent that's constantly saying, "We're going to go do that," and then something comes up, work, whatever it might be, it makes a child feel unprioritized and just simply not worthy of your time. Number 11, how parents unintentionally hurt a child's self esteem is by shutting down the child's feelings. Parents can invalidate a child's feelings in so many ways. I know you're probably thinking about comments first, things like, "Don't worry about it," or "There is no reason to get upset here." Those are invalidating to the feelings. But shutting down your child's feeling actually comes in a lot of forms. Even invading your child's privacy can be considered a form of dismissing their feelings, just barging in and going through all their stuff and making them feel uncomfortable. In fact, the most common form of parents shutting down their child's feelings, in my opinion, is just simply making the child do things the parent's way all the time, not giving them choices, just saying, "This is how it's going to be. This is when we're leaving. You're going to go to that college. You're going to take this subject in school," whatever that might look like. But doing things your way all the time could really hurt your child's self esteem. And then number 12, how parents unintentionally hurt their child's self esteem is by dismissing the child's efforts. You see, when a parent dismisses a child's efforts, even unintentionally, it tells a child that their efforts just don't count. Or even worse, sometimes that they weren't even noticed. So make sure that when your child does put effort into something, that you comment on that, that you acknowledge the effort that they put in. Now, if you liked this episode today, I highly encourage you to check out episode 220. This is called How to Improve My Daughter's Self-Esteem. And it's basically the absolute opposite of the episode today, where instead I'm giving you advice on how to improve a child's self-esteem, specifically for girls. So let's rise our girls up so that they can be very self-confident. And now for some impactful parent announcements. Don't forget the Impactful Parent Special Parent Education event this week. Every week, our topic changes, and this week, we're going to be talking about power struggles. So if this topic interests you, join me live on Zoom on either Sunday evening or Wednesday at lunch, and you can register with the link below. We just come together virtually. You can sit back and listen passively and learn a ton, or you can ask me questions. This is your opportunity to get small group coaching, maybe a question answered. So come and join me because you can actually talk to me live. And thank you for joining me today. Remember that this episode is just a small part of what the Impactful Parent offers. Also available are online courses, parent support groups, coaching services, and the Impactful Parent app. So go to theimpactfulparent.com to find out more. And don't forget to download the Impactful Parent app. It's free. So carry help and tips and parenting resources right in your pocket and discover new techniques that are going to make your parenting more effective. Download the app today. It's a free download, so you have nothing to lose. Go to theimpactfulparent.com or your phone's app store, and it's that easy. But until next time, you got this, parents. I'm just here to help.